Hello, my friends. My name is DadCraft73, and welcome back to another episode of One Man, One Mod, where we're trying to learn everything that we can about Mekanism. And let me tell you what, today we've got some cool stuff to learn. Before we get too busy starting, I've got some stuff cooking up over there. Oh, I have my free runners on. I don't have to worry about fall damage. Let's just go over here and grab up these pumpkins. Now, I did plant some more between the episodes. They haven't grown yet. I didn't come down here and bone meal them. I think I'm okay with not worried about bone meal. I just want to grab up these guys so more can grow. We just got to stay sort of on top of harvesting these. Did one grow behind me? Yeah, sneaky little guy. Just so we can have a bunch whenever it's time to start making some additional fuel. Now, we talked about yesterday that we could use pumpkins for biofuel, which will run in a generator, and then we can do some other stuff with those pumpkins down the road if we want to. But we're just going to let these guys grow. I'd like to have a stack or so we're almost halfway there. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, we've got some of these. Now, it's time to introduce a brand new machine to our world here. Can we go that way any further? No. We're getting kind of stuck when it comes to space, but I think we might be able to do a little something maybe like right here. I mean, we're going to introduce a couple new machines today and some new stuff. So the first thing we want to talk about are tanks. Now, with Mekanism, we have fluid tanks, which is pretty cool. We've got gas tanks, which is pretty cool. And we have, this is just fluid and gas. So we're going to make a basic gas tank today. Let's see, what's the advanced version? Yeah, so we'll maybe get it up to advanced. Holds 128 buckets. I'm making a bunch of enriched alloys here, just so we have them. And then let me just grab some osmium ore. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and grab a stack for now. And let's make the basic gas tank. We need some redstone. There we go. So we want to make two of these if we can. One, a two. And then let's go ahead and crank them both up to advanced. Okay. There they are. Two advanced gas tanks, both empty currently. They hold 128 buckets of gas. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, so for now, let's just take these two gas tanks and we're going to stick them in right here. We probably should make a third one. Can we make another one? Do we have the resources? Yeah. And then maybe one more advanced. Yeah. So let's make 3 gas tanks. Now, these gas tanks have some very specific properties, which we will look at here shortly. But we have work to do before we can get that done. Now, we need to make ourselves some kind of pump. And there is an electric pump that comes with Mekanism, of course, that allows us to pump water out. Takes a steel casing, a bucket, some enriched alloy, and some osmium. We have the osmium. We need one. Oh, well, we'll just grab all that. That's fine. And then a bucket. Do we have a bucket laying around here? Let's just go 1, 2, 3, and we'll make a bucket quick. Okay. And then I think we have all the stuff we need to make it. We just don't have... Nope. We don't have that, which requires a little bit of glass, which I do not have, but I think I've got some. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and make ourselves a pump. And we should be able to make this guy. There we go. An electric pump, which, as the name would suggest, runs off electricity. Yeah. Alright, we need to go find... I thought I had some buckets laying around. There's one. I really need more than one. I tell you what we can do. Let's do this. Let's go back to our tank list, and we'll make a basic one of these. We just need a little bit of iron. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then we'll just make a single basic gas tank, and we'll bring that guy with us. And then... yeah, that'll be good enough. Let's get rid of some inventory stuff. I was doing a little bit of mining between the episodes. Just a little bit. Nothing too crazy. But I just wanted to get some resources. I'm going to put that. You can go there, that. Oh, we'll need that for a minute. Okay. And then let's dump these guys away. And let's dump these guys away. We'll keep that. We'll keep this iron. Actually, we don't need the iron. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Now let's go down to our... Do we have our configurator? We do. And we're just going to take this gas tank. Let's eat a little something. I'm going to drink some coffee. Ah, yum. I love coffee. Let's take this guy and set him down like over here. And let's see if we can't fill him up. Make sure we're using one that's got actually stuff in it. It won't take too long. Let's just get this thing filled up because we're gonna... Is it filled? No. Okay. And let's grab our configurator. Whoop. In wrench mode, of course. And now we've got a tank of water. And we need, I guess, 9 source blocks of water because we need to make a little bit of a... like a pool going on up here. So let's get that done before we do anything else. And I've got that little hole like dug out. So we can put this guy down. We can put that there. We can grab that. We can go like that. And that's full now. Okay. So now let's get a building block of some sort. And we're going to come out to the middle of this guy. And we're going to put in our electric pump. Yeah? Okay. See what that is. That's where the power goes. We should be able to rotate this guy. Yeah. So with the power, I mean, it doesn't really matter. How about the power goes in from the side, and then the output is right there. Okay? So if I go in here, let me find my cable. Basic universal cable. We'll still get the job done. And I should be able to do something like this. And we can run cable into the side of that thing. And now this guy is not only going to have a pump, but he's going to start filling up with water. I think you could do it over like a regular source, like an infinite source, like 1, 2, 3 blocks. I know that it performs better over like a 3x3. So we have a full 3x3. Now this guy is clear full of water. Okay, so now we need some fluid pipes, which are mechanical pipes. So that's going to be a bucket and some steel ingots. We have the steel ingots. We actually have a bucket. So let's go and make some mechanical pipes. And we might as well make 16 of them. I have a feeling we're going to need them. And then there's a very specific machine that we need called the Electrolytic separator. Now, the electrolytic separator, if you remember last month when we had advanced rocketry, we had like a machine that did electrolysis, which is a separating of oxygen and hydrogen into 2 separate parts. Yeah? So we need to make one of these guys, and this stuff is all standard. This is new, but not really. It's osmium, iron, and a little bit of gold. Let's see. I think I have some osmium dust. Yeah. And I made some gold dust. I went with my mining trip. And now, let's put these guys in here. By the way, I went into the item config and turned off eject off, so it wouldn't go over here to smelt it, because I just literally want the stuff. I want this, the iron dust. And now we can go back in here and say, now you can eject, if you would like to. Okay, so we have enough enriched alloys. We've actually got some more sitting over here, which we'll grab out of there. Alright, now, if we go to electrolytic separator, we need to make this guy. We have all the materials to do that. And then we need to get some iron. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how many of each we need. And then we will go like this, and we'll make the electrolytic separator. Now let's set this guy down. So he's got a couple things going on for him. So he has an input, which I don't really know where we're going to do the input. He's going to go, I guess, the side. I don't think it's this. Those are all outputs. Well, let's just see what happens. Alright, so we're going to take this guy, and we're going to set him... Let's set him right here. No. Let's set him even with the water. We'll set him right there. Power him up through that way. Alright, so now we've got this crazy tank, and we've got our basic universal cables, which we can run out of this, so water can come out of here. Let's see where this has to go in. Is this going to work? No. I want to say it has to come in from the bottom. Okay, let's pick this guy up. Let's move him. I don't know. Does it really matter? No, not there. Let's actually move him right there. Let me see what's on the bottom of this guy. I don't know. Let's see if we can pump it in from the bottom. Why not? Okay. Oh, we're not using the right cable. Let's see if we actually use the right cable. Okay. Alright, so now this guy has water coming in. Yeah? That's exactly what we want. And it's going to run. It's got power happening. Should have power. No, we disconnected from the power. So let's go here, and we'll just run that guy there. And now we've got power in here, and it's both making electrogen, oxygen, and hydrogen. Now we've got these guys. So we're going to go... We want like this and like this. And then we're going to put one tank, one of these big tanks that we have. Let's get these guys. So we'll put one tank here. We'll go into our deal and we say, oh, is that a gas? Okay. Yep, that's fine. Let's go here and here and get rid of that. And let's make another one of, we need basic, I can never remember which one's the gas is. Pressurized tube. So that's steel and a piece of glass. We have that. We have the steel. Yep. So if we want to make pressurized tubes, let's make 1, 2 of those. And now we should be able to connect these guys up like that. Let me see. Oh, it doesn't like to come out of the front, does it? What's happening here? So oxygen is going in there. We got to find a way to get rid of the hydrogen. He does not have an input, does he? Okay, why won't that come out of there? And this is going to be some sketchy thing. Okay, let's go like this. And let's run these guys. In there. Okay. And then we could take our basic pressurized tube, put it right there, and then this guy is going to be hydrogen. Okay? So we've got oxygen coming into this guy. Simple, right? Hydrogen coming into this guy, and the electrolytic separator is splitting water into its component pieces parts. Okay? So now we have that set up. We need to sleep through this night, try to get rid of that weather. Okay. So now that we have hydrogen and oxygen, there's one more machine that we're going to have to make, which is a I don't know what it is. Chamber, I believe, is the word. Purification, chemical injection, pressurized reaction. Let's see. Is this the right guy? No. What about this guy? Yes. Yes. Okay, so we need to make this something called the purification chamber. Now, it's a little more expensive, but not really. So we need some of these. By the way, one of you guys reminded me, and you're exactly right. If I do... If I take these... Remember we were going to put these into our infusion factory, right? We put like 8 of these in, and then we can make 8 of whatever we want to. If we put these things in the enriching factory like that, we'll get 8 times the use out of each piece of redstone, which I think is pretty huge for sure. Alright, so there's that. And we need, what do we need? We need these, which are these, and Mekanism. So let's go grab... Why you gotta be like that, game? Okay, let's grab a stack of... So these should be done now, right? We can go over here and put those in there. And you see that we get 64 redstone out of 8 by running them through the enrichment factory. Then we're going to put some osmium in there, and we're going to make a whole bunch of these. Right? Make a whole bunch of basic circuits. I think we might even have a couple laying around, which we could start with. We'll just make a bunch more. Yeah? Okay. So to make this, we need 2 of these. And so let's go ahead and get this taken care of. We can do this. Enrichment chamber. We also have to make... Yeah. Do I have... How's my glass situation? My glass situation is not great. Let's go stick this in the crusher. Should crush out some sand for us. I'm hoping so, at least. And then we'll get that stuff smelted up. While we're waiting for that to happen, yeah, we're getting sand. You'll notice that we've got side config on these gas tanks, just like we do any other mechanism block. But one of the cool things about this is this little button right here. So when this thing fills up, because we're producing hydrogen twice as fast as we're producing oxygen, because water is H2O, so 2 hydrogen elements and or 2 hydrogen molecules and a oxygen molecule combined together to make water. So it stands to reason that in Minecraft we'd be getting twice as much hydrogen, so H2, so 2 times as much hydrogen as oxygen. So what we can do is we could go over here to this guy and click this little button. So right now it's set on idle, and now you can make it say dumping excess. And what dumping excess means is once it hits 128 buckets of hydrogen gas, it will stop. It'll just void everything else that comes in. This guy is going to be set up the same way. Okay. Alright, let's grab this sand. Let's go to our smelting factory. We'll throw that in there. Let that cook up. And in the meantime, let's see what we can do to make this. Okay, I have the steel. We need a piece of osmium. Okay. So there's that. And then purification chamber, we just don't have this. So that is just... Let's grab some iron out of there. Okay. And now we need to make this. Okay. And then we can go over here and grab all of these. At least which ones we've got so far. And now if we're going to make the purification chamber, we need to make some of these. So we need 1, 2 of those. And now we should, after we get 1 more osmium ingot, be able to make the purification deal right like that. Now, of course, I think this one can be upgraded to, yeah, basic purifying factory. So we just need to have 2 more of those things. Okay. We need 2 of those. Okay. Alright, and we'll turn this guy into the basic purification factory. And then we'll go back here and just stick that guy on there. He's clear full of power. Everybody's good here. That's coming along. That's coming along. Everybody's happy. Okay? All right, now this is a purification factory, which we take a look at the uses on. We can take, all right, so essentially what we've done, I don't know, I'm not making any sense even in my own mind. We have started the process to start making or start doing ore tripling. That's one of the benefits that we have in Mekanism. Not only can we ore double, but we can ore triple, and we can actually take it even further than that, which is what we will do. Let's get these pressurized deals, and this guy is going to go under here. Yep, like that. And then I want to be able to get my configurator out, shift, and we're going to change it to that. There. Okay. And then we want to have this guy set his output on the back, and then we're going to run whatever this is, oxygen, yeah, into the basic purification factory. Okay, so we needed to be able to make oxygen, which we did, and now we can take something like this iron ore, and we can stick it in here. We can turn split on, and now you'll notice that what's going to happen is when I process this iron ore, instead of getting 2 iron ore dusts, we're going to get 2 or 3 iron clumps. And we can take these iron clumps, run them through the crusher, convert them into dirty iron dust, and then we can just go to the enrichment chamber and get ourselves iron dust. So we still have to cycle through a couple. Is that right? Is that what we want? Let me just make sure. Crusher. Yeah. Then we're going to have to crush those. Okay. So let's grab a bunch. We'll just kind of start running it through the process. We can put that in there. Then now it goes into the enrichment factory. So essentially what we're doing here is now we're ore tripling. See how easy that was? Oh man, it's so easy. It's the next steps. It's the two steps above. So for quadrupling and quintupling our ores is definitely a sort of a long road, and probably at the end of the day, especially with mod packs where you have things like automatic miners and all those different things, triplings might be as far as you ever need to go, but it is what it is. So we're going to take these dirty iron pieces that we need, we're going to put them in the basic enrichment factory, we're going to convert them into iron dust, and then it's just a matter of getting them smelted. Is this set to basic smelting factory? Yeah, so we started off with a bunch of iron ingots, or iron ore. They're going to get turned into dirty iron dust. That's going to go into the basic enriching factory, get turned into iron dust, which then we can turn around and smelt and rake in some more copper. Yeah. So when this thing is all said and done, because we put a stack of copper in there, we should end up with 3 stacks of iron ingots. Which I don't know about you, but that's pretty amazing. For sure. Alright, this is still working. I mean, I could go put this in a thing somewhere. Okay. These guys are good? Yeah? What's everybody doing over here? Let me grab these. Grab these. I'm going to go into the enrichment factory and put... Oh, wait. We want to put this and this in there. And then we want to put the dirty iron dust in the enrichment factory. So ore tripling is not that big of a deal at all. Now, we don't necessarily need to use oxygen in the PRC. So if we take a look here at this guy, and we look at the actual recipes, you see that we can also use flint if we want to. Yeah? Yeah. And this works for all different types of ore. We can quadruple them. Yeah, or triple. That's what we're trying to do. Okay, so I'm going to let all this stuff run, and then I'm going to just take a little break off camera and let all this stuff run. You guys can also maybe take a break and let all the stuff that we just talked about sink in. But we're going to come back towards the end of this episode and put together one more quick thing, and then we'll kind of go from there. I'll see you in just a second. Alrighty, my friends, we are back. So I reconfigured some of my machines. Remember, make sure that your configurator is in wrench mode, and just as a friendly reminder, shift and then scroll, right? So we've got it in wrench mode right now. And I broke up all these machines and put them in the right order. So essentially I've got the smelting factory last, then the enriching factory, and then the crusher, and then the purifying deal. And I broke out a piece of dirt right there, and I put a chest and changed this logistical transporter to pull items out of this chest, put them in this one. And now we can go and we can just dump all of our ores that we got, like tin, copper, osmium. Yeah, I guess that's it. And it'll all go into the purifying factory, right? It'll make its deal. And then it'll all go into the crusher and get made into the next tier. It'll go into the enriching factory, get made into the next tier, and finally into the smelting factory and get smelted into dust. I will say we're not even making a dent in our power, so we could probably do some speed upgrades and be okay. Let's take a look here if we can make some of these real quick. Speed upgrades. So we just need osmium dust and some of those red guys. So in here, I think I have these and these and a little bit of glass. Let's make as many of these as we possibly can. There's 9. And we'll put these guys, let's see, so this is the purifying factory. We can put a speed upgrade, maybe we'll put 2 of them in there. Crushing factory, I think already has a couple. No, it doesn't. Let's do 3 of those in there, and then finally we'll put the rest of them in here, and these things will do their deal. This guy, does he have any? Yeah, he has speed. He's already got 3. So that'll speed up this whole process a little bit. Those guys will be going faster. This will be going faster. This will be going faster. Still not putting... we are now losing a little bit of power. Let's see. If we do some energy upgrades... We know all about this stuff now. So we do need some more glass, and I don't have any. I think we'll have enough that we can run this stuff through. Then we'll come back next time... and we'll add, or I'll just do it, I don't know, we'll probably do it next time. I'll get a bunch of sand, get it smelted up, and I don't have any, like, laying around, right? No glass. We made way too many glass panes in yesterday's episode. Nah, it is what it is. Okay, there's one more thing that I want to make today, and that is the electric bow. So we're going to need one of those, so that's not a problem. Let's go here and get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. And we could go here, and we can make this, right? And then, what do I need? String? Do I have string? There's 2. Yeah, sweet. Okay. And now, let's make our electric bow, just like that. We'll go over here and stand on this guy. This guy will get charged up. It holds 120,000 kilojoules. So, a fair amount of power. Yeah, we're making a little bit of dent in this, but this should be done pretty soon, and we should be back up. Yeah, everything that we're processing. Go in there, guys. Okay, perfect. And then we just need to see if we have a couple arrows. We have like 1 arrow. Do we have feathers by chance? We have some flint. We have some sticks. Do we have any arrows in here? Yeah, we got a couple. Now, if we go here, let's go look at our controls real quick. Options, controls. And down to mechanism. I think it's M, maybe? Let's see if this works. So if we go here and hit M. Shift M. Yeah. So we have fire mode on or off for those guys. It's not really nighttime. There's a bad guy somewhere. Maybe some dude hiding under a tree. It's getting to be nighttime, which will work out perfectly for us. Let's go find... Yeah, this guy. And we can shoot this guy. And then he's burned. Oh, okay. So he's burning that guy up. Let's see if we can get some mobs to spawn, like, down here where we can shoot them where we want to. Like, more of a controlled shooting range. I don't know. Yeah, we did use an arrow. Just wanted to make sure. I don't know if I could shoot a squid. That's a long ways away. Yeah! You get yourself shot, squid. Do we have any bad guys? Maybe there's some up here. I like sort of get something in the open where we could shoot it. I mean, it doesn't do a ton of damage, but it does do fire, which is pretty good. Yeah. And if we shoot stuff like cows and pigs, like over there's some pigs. If we shot that one of those guys over there, we'd get cooked, just like lighting an animal on fire in regular Minecraft. So, man, that works like a dream. So now we have most of our electric toys. We have a couple more that we're going to work on throughout this series. Let's go ahead and sleep through the night. We're going to call this episode a done deal. We've got all of our ore processing being taken care of over there. I'm not sure why I have an extra one right there. I don't really like that. I think it's because this thing over pulls sometime. Go in there and do your deal, guy. Yeah. We should probably move that chest over and put it right beside. Then it's not going to import automatically. But this thing's working like a dream. Let's go down here and call this episode a done deal. I'm happy with what we did today. So what we got done today was ore tripling, right? I mean, that was the key to get ore tripling done. And we learned about how to use the electrolytic. I'm trying to end my episode, guy. My goodness. Yeah, that bow's not super strong. But whatever. It does what it needs to. So we learned how to take water. We made a pump. So, man, we did so much today. We made a pump. We made an electrolytic separator to separate oxygen and hydrogen. We learned about tanks and how to configure them and how they work and how to upgrade those. We also then made the purification chamber so we could do ore tripling. Oh, man. It was a big day. And then we made this crazy thing, which is pretty not great. But, you know, it's a bow. Whatever. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. Until next time, please remember to be cool. Don't be a fool. And from my One Man, One Mod series, where we're trying to learn everything that we can about Mekanism, I guess we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.